Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to talk about the issue of the day for so many Tasmanians who care very deeply about this island and who put their heart and soul into working with their community to protect the places that they hold most valuable. And I'm sorry that Ms White will be leaving because I want to speak about the backflip that her party has done and her commitment that she's made today, sadly it appears, but unsurprisingly, to walk away from the commitments that the Labor Party made to all the people that they met before the 2018 election and all the promises they made to support the community, to make sure that they would always be there defending the right to appeal, defending the right for a community to have a say about their local development, standing up for Tasmanians on planning laws. Because today, Ms White has made it clear that she is going to accept the major projects legislation. Yeah, I know. The principle is disgusting and it is offensive. It is absolutely offensive because it does every single thing that the Labor Party said they committed themselves not to doing in their 2018 planning policy, which, mind you, Madam Speaker, is no longer available on the Labor Party's website. If you want to go and have a look at the Labor Party's planning policy, you can't find the page. Well, what a surprise, because it's got some uncomfortable truths in it, Madam Speaker. It's got a commitment that the Labor Party will not support giving call-in powers to a single minister for projects such as high-rise developments. The Labor Party will always protect third-party rights of appeal for development applications. That the Labor Party has, they say, a proud history of working with local government to deliver positive outcomes for communities, and that the people of Tasmania have every right to expect to be consulted and engaged on local issues. Well, excuse me for feeling sick to the gut, and excuse me for feeling sorry for every single voter who met with a member of the Labor Party, the member for Lyons, Ms Butler, the member for Lyons, Ms White, the member for Franklin, Ms Standen, the member for Franklin, Mr O'Byrne. These are the people I was personally involved with, watching them speak to members of the public, wringing their hands with concern, so concerned. And Labor is listening. Where have I heard that day after day? These same people. This is the party that's the snake in the grass. This is the deceitful, treacherous, duplicitous party that is prepared to sell down every single conviction they ever once might have had, and instead consign it, not even to have the guts to stand by something that they said only 2 years ago. 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And this is the same member sitting over here guffawing, Ms Butler, who today put out a press release to Westbury residents signalling her continued concern about the prison when she knows full well that the Westbury prison is exactly the project that can get called in under the Majors Project legislation. How disgusting, Ms Butler, that you will sit there and say that while Labor supports development of a northern prison, it's not appropriate to force a decision on the community. Today, Madam Speaker, on the same day that the leader of her party commits to backing in the major projects legislation, which will take away, principle ends up being voting yes or no. Ms Butler, you're a parliamentarian. You don't get to sit on the fence any longer when it comes to this bill. And the disgusting thing about this is Labor can do something about this. You can do something about this. You can grow a spine. Instead of being backflip white, she could actually be a leader of the opposition that stands for something, that is prepared to protect the rights of the community to appeal, that is prepared to listen to all those groups, the Heritage Protection Society of Tasmania, all the fly fishermen in their hundreds and thousands, the Westbury community, East Coast Alliance and Cambria Green, everyone in Lyons who is concerned about not having a say about developments. What about the Hobart Not High Rise? What about the Launceston No High Rise groups? These are bodies who have had commitments made to them, not only by this Premier. We expect them to sell the community down the river on this because they committed to the Property Council that they would do whatever they were asked when they came to government in 2014, and they've been pushing for that ever since. We expect the government to do that, and we in the community will resist that. But it's only the Greens who are consistent on this, and the Labor Party just use. Time after time, they hand-pick a policy, they walk around the electorate, just like Mr Street said before, they find the issue that they can play the political game on. Well, this is not a game. This is really not a game. This is serious. It is a transformative change, and the Labor Party stands between the people of Tasmania and this government from selling away our land to foreign investors, which they've been doing as fast as possible for the past 6 years, and for selling away people's right to have a say about Rosalie Hill developments, about the cable car. You know, let's forget the fact it's been to the home. Yeah, they're so concerned.
About the cable car.
What about the cable car? I mean, there's so many developments I haven't had time to talk about, and it's because all of them will be captured. Lake Malbina, every single sodding one, every single one. The criteria will be written by a hand-picked panel that the minister will make the decision about. The criteria will be written for each process, particular to each process, and there will be no right to appeal, no right to challenge the decision. So shame on you, Labor. And if only, Ms Butler, you actually cared enough about the Westbury community to go and challenge. And just while I finish, Madam Speaker, the scorecard that the Planning Matters Alliance gave to the three parties at the last election, well, Madam Speaker, it needs to be rewritten because every one of these question marks or ticks for Labor should be a cross.
Thank you.